topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Camping Show. I'm C.W. Getz.
And I'm Bianca Cahill.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. We have a 76 degree, and I'm saying this now, Fahrenheit, because our friends in other countries are going, I don't know what the hell that means in Celsius. You never speak Celsius. And I really still don't know the translation, or the conversion, rather. But it is 76 Fahrenheit here. Kids, do your conversions.
Gorgeous. Yes, gorgeous day.
So
not too hot.
No, not too hot at all. Although tomorrow, I believe, is going to be a little bit of a scorcher. Am I correct? I think it's 97, something like that here, Fahrenheit.
Yeah, something like that. Something up there.
Yeah. Bianca, you look marvelous. You were feeling a little under the weather last week. How are you feeling now?
I was, and it was so weird because the lights I have here in the background, everything was just like so harsh, almost like as if I was hung over.
Oh, wow.
But now everything's clear. I'm good to go. None of that nonsense.
Yeah, I can see clearly now. The lights are gone, or how they whatever, the COVID.
I am fully functional now.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, you look fantastic. You all look all healthy and everything for yourself. What's been going on this past week? Anything notable, mentionable?
No, nothing new. Just can't believe June's already over.
Yeah.
Tomorrow technically will be the last day of June, but 4th of July is this weekend. So that's fun time. People go out on trips. I'll be visiting family and friends. So it'll be a good time this weekend.
Nice. Fireworks, I'm sure, involved.
Yes,
there, right?
absolutely. Yeah. You can't forget the fireworks.
You know, I can see 14 different fireworks from my home here, the blow zone, as I like to call it.
In the blow zone.
And
you got them from all angles.
I do. And I'm
it's just your house and nothing else.
That's correct. I am the second highest point in the county. And from here, you can see almost everything. It's sort of like, who is at the Who? I think I can see for miles, and I literally can see for miles up here. So, yeah. So I stay here. It's a free show. I mean,
it's a gift.
They're not right on top of me.
Thing to have.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing when it's not blowing, actually. So, tonight's show is, tonight's episode of the Camping Show is brought to you by Campground Views, making camping easier.
And Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water.
And by Novacraft Canoe, connecting with nature since 1970. Tonight's episode is Floatzilla 2022 with our special guest, Kathy Wine. Bianca, could you tell us a little bit about Kathy, please?
Absolutely. Kathy Wine, 40-year native of the Iowa, Illinois Quad Cities. Kathy, co-founder of the organization River Action in 1985. Eventually, she became executive director and has since held that position for the past 10 years. River Action hosts several annual events, including Ride the River, Taming the Slow, and Floatzilla, to name a few. During her time at River Action, she's led the lighting on the Centennial Bridge, the QC Waterfront Master Plan, the Mississippi River Design Principles, the QC Water Taxi Project, and the annual festival Ride the River, a 16 to 60-mile riverfront bike ride that takes place within 9 cities and 2 states. Welcome, Kathy. How are you?
Welcome, Kathy.
Good to be here.
Yeah. How you doing? I think I asked you this before. Your weather is the same as ours out here. Not that much difference. You're 70 miles, I think. Yeah.
Nice summer day.
Absolutely. Are you having a little wine tonight? And I do mean that as a pun. If I had that name, I think there would be no excuse for me not to drink wine all the time. So that's a great last name.
I love that. I love my name too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kathy, let me ask you, how would you describe Floatzilla exactly? because there's really nothing quite like this event, at least not of that magnitude.
No, I agree. It's the largest gathering of canoes and kayaks on the Mississippi River. We invite skilled paddlers and also those that are beginning to get out and try paddling the Mississippi River on a day when it's closed to all commercial traffic, and we have 26 safety boats out there for looking things over. So it's a wonderful experience for everyone. Things that you can't do anywhere else, like walk through a lock and dam and end up in a lake that is going to be a place to gather and create a flotilla that maybe will break the world record for the largest flotilla of canoes and kayaks.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that a little bit later, but let me ask you this first. Is this? People always ask, is it a race? Is it a float? Can you bring your own homemade boat? Does it have to be, anything like that? What are the criteria?
Yes, you can. We don't have inflatables. Although they can participate, they cannot be in the photo that we're using for the Guinness World Record.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but we've had handmade kayaks and canoes before. So yes, you can do that. And what you're doing when you're competing for that prize, you are hanging on to the boat next to you. You must be connected. And that's one of the fun parts of it.
So the homemade kayaks and canoes, they're okay with that, but not the
Yes.
That's
Yes. Of course.
And
we don't have inflatables, so, and paddle boards. We would welcome you to come on a paddle board, but you can't be in the picture.
Oh,
those won't count. It has to be canoes and kayaks.
Why did I not think of paddle boards? Yeah, that would stand a reason. So it is a float and not a race, although
That's
I think
right.
some people think it is a race because they paddle their butts off. Yeah, no, that's very good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
How did the concept of Floatzilla come to be?
Oh, yes, I was there. Well, we had finished the 1854 reenactment of the Grand Excursion in 2004, and we followed that 2 years later with a Riverway event with lots of things going on the river, water skiing, all kinds of things, again, river related. And 2 years after that, we did another rendition of a little bit like the Grand Excursion, brought all the steam trains back and rode the riverfront with the steam trains. Then in 2010, we were considering, a lighted boat parade, lighted bike ride on the riverfront. We've done a lot with trails here, so that would be a delightful thing. And while we were in the midst of that discussion, I had a very bright young employee at the time. He said, or we could try for the world record of the largest canoe and kayak float and put everybody on the river and try to break the world record. And we stopped working on anything else, and we started with that. And then he came up with the name Floatzilla too, and he was the talented graphic designer that did the eye that we've used as our brand for Floatzilla ever since.
Very cool. So he had kind of already had that vision in his head, and he had that artistic side, which is so cool as well.
Yes, he did. Yes.
And how far away do you see paddlers coming from to take part in Floatzilla? What have you seen so far from attendees?
I would guess not in each instance in these many years, but we would have probably had every state, because we've had prizes for somebody that came from Washington State, someone that came from Florida. And one time we had some students from France and one's from Germany. So we've had, and we always fly their flags. If every state flag or country flag is flown on this huge crane, the top of which is where we take the picture for the float. But yes, we have generally every time we've done it, we've had 16 to 20 states represented.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And on average, I have to ask, how many Floatzilla people do you get on the water?
Well, we've had 1,650 as the most. Wow. So we're hoping that each year, that was last year, we hope every year we'll make more.
Very cool. Very cool.
Stick around for more of the camping show with Kathy Wine on W4CY TV and Talk 4 TV. Be right back.
It's time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on the camping show.
There's nothing like being out there. For over 50 years, we've been connecting people with nature by building classic Canadian canoe designs using the best materials available. We built a reputation on durable, dependable canoes that allow you to focus on what's important, whether that's unplugging in remote wilderness, spending quality time with your favorite people, or nailing the perfect line. Visit novacraft.com to find the perfect canoe for you and locate your nearest authorized dealer.
And we're back with our guest, Kathy Wine, here on the camping show. We have some comments. Roxy, can you throw those up? She was telling me this on break, of course. Canoe Hound Adventures. This is our good friend, Dennis Rogers. Sounds like a fun day. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a lot of parking spaces. Yeah, it is a lot of parking spaces.
That's great. You know, Dennis is going to be our guest next week, and we're going to mention that here at the end of the show. But thanks for chiming in, Dennis. We appreciate that. Kathy, let me ask you, where do paddlers, and this is a question that you and I had talked about. We do a little prelim meeting here before we do these interviews, and I asked you about this, and I was pleased to hear the answer. But where do paddlers put in and take out? Will there be staff there to assist whoever needs help? And are paddlers required? All paddlers required to go through Lock 15?
They're not. I'll answer that part first. No, we have other options. This is where we get to know the paddler who's coming, and if they haven't done it before, we want to know, do they feel they're a skilled paddler or beginner? Do they have children? How are they thinking of themselves as with their skills? And we have some really long paddles from Empire Park, in this case up near East Moline, and we have some that are very short, like just across the river to the lake, or if you are even thinking being on the river at all, you can put in at the lake. We have 7 different launch sites, so there are staff there, yes, to help everyone get in. We're always advising, get your life jacket on, and keep paddling. It is something, though, that you need to tell people. It is so fun to float, but we do want everyone there for the 2:00 photo. So we're saying, and paddle, But
that was a thing in past years is hey, we're waiting for you people to do the picture, because people were what do you call that? We call it lollygagging. Is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to do the picture. Well, you can't break a record if not everybody's there. So I mean, it's less.
But this is where I'm conflicted. I mean, yes, I want everybody there. I really do. But you have to see these sandbars that we have along the river in August, and really good places to stop, and have a picnic. And I mean, it just is a wonderful time to showcase what the Mississippi and the backwaters are like. And you don't have to go to Wisconsin with your boat to paddle. You can do it on the Mississippi. We have many safe places to do it.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And there's I'm trying to think, what is that? Not Credit Island. What's the name of the right after the Lock 15? What's the name of that sandbar there?
Arsenal Island.
Arsenal Island.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful place. That's a beautiful spot. We always do have
Yes.
one there. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is, and so is Credit Island. So yes, we have. And when you start up at Empire Park in East Moline, you can see Campbell's Island. I mean, those are the backwaters, the sloughs, the areas that are safe to paddle. And
Yeah.
but again, in Floatzilla, we don't have any traffic out there, no navigation, no barges. We're just taking over the river for recreation.
Takes all the fun out of it, Kathy, when you can't buck a barge wave.
Oh, gosh. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That really scares me to death to think
I've
about.
seen some catastrophes that way. And let me ask you this. You mentioned 7 different launch sites. Now, do you happen to recall the distance of each launch site to the island? Is that called Lake Potter?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Lake Potter. So if you put in at Leech Park in Bettendorf, it's 6.5 miles. At Bass Street YMCA, it's 6.5. You can put in at Empire Park, which is the one I told you about up near Campbell's Island. That's 11 miles.
Mm-hmm.
You have Lindsay Park Yacht Club at 5. Marquette Street, right downtown Davenport, but a good place to park and put in 2 miles. You can put in right at the lake, as I mentioned. There'll be no miles getting there, but just to launch right there.
Yeah.
And then Credit Island is across the river from Sunset Park, and that's just 1.2. So,
yeah. I think we always go from Empire Park. I mean, this is what I always figure. Hey, if we're there to paddle, let's paddle and all that.
Yes, you see a lot. That's when you go under the new I-74 bridge. You have a lot of scenery.
You were talking about the lock, and the alternative to the lock is what exactly? What do they do?
Yeah, those are folks are going to have to portage, but then again, we have staff and volunteers there to help. You get out on Sylvan Island, on the riverside of Sylvan Island, and portage a very short distance, 300 feet or so, and then you put in at the slough, the Sylvan Slough, at a point, which is again a sandy beach, and we have people to help carry that kayak if the paddler can't do it. So that is another option. And I've noticed that people with children often think, well, maybe wait till they're a little older to take them through the locks. We'll just do the portage. We have a Boy Scout troop, for example, that they love paddling and like to be in it. So, but they come down and help everybody get their equipment portaged over, and then they put in themselves when they're finished with that, and then they're participating too. So,
can we pull that comment back up from Rachel? She had a question for you, Kathy. It says, what do you like best about what you do?
That's a good thing to talk about. Well, I do believe in the holistic aspect of riverfront development and living on the river, thinking about the natural resources as well as the economic development and the recreation, and then the culture and the history. I mean, we have a lot of projects that deal with that. So it's connecting people to the river, but I can't tell you how much fun we've had in all those areas through these years. Whether it was starting the water taxi, and I felt like I got my MBA when I did that, because I had never run a business before, but I had a board member who said, well, I thought it would be good to put a taxi in our Quad Cities, because it's not wilderness on the other side. There's another city. There's a lot of activity going on, and people moving back and forth in a taxi would be great. Mm-hmm. So we had some funding for a study, and my board member said, well, you could do a study, and then at the end you'd have something to put on the shelf. Either it was a good idea or it wasn't, and you'd have to start from scratch. Or you could take that 25,000 and buy a boat and try it. And then at the end of the time, you know if it worked.
Yeah.
And if it didn't, you could sell the boat.
Oh, hey, now there you go.
So
That's
guess
great.
what we did? We did the latter.
That's why business people make the money they make, because they come up with stuff like that. Go here.
Yeah, lots of trial and error.
Yeah.
That almost comes with it. And what other events does the organization River Action host throughout the year?
Well, we have, we're right now in the middle of our summer education program. We put speakers on the Channel Cat on Tuesday, Thursday mornings. They speak on everything from the navigation in the river, the flora and fauna. We have someone this week talking about raptors, and he brings some on the boat as well. So everyone has headphones and can hear well while they're being toured around the river for these education programs. And then we have Floatzilla coming up. We have the Taming of the Slough. We've got senior golf cart tour, because we try to do all the demographics of the Quad Cities. So seniors who don't ride bikes on the trails, we have them out there one day a year with a golf cart.
And I have to ask you, is this kind of your first year of getting things back to, I guess, normalcy, would you say, after these past couple of years in the pandemic? And how has that been like?
That's a good question. Yes, I feel like that, but we did keep our outdoor activities going because people were wanting to do something, and it was safer to be outdoors. So we did do a scavenger hunt for the bikers that wanted to be out on the trail, ride and seek. And then we did Floatzilla because we could separate them by 6 feet when we were launching them, and we gave everyone a face covering. And at that during that time, we didn't take the picture because that would require everyone getting up close. So we just did the paddle and other kinds of celebrating. But yes, I feel like this is the year that we're really taking advantage of everything being open again and people wanting to do things. And
definitely, it really seems like this summer people are getting out the most that I've seen it compared to years past. So that's really nice to see.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so in regards to Floatzilla for this year, I know the past few years the launch points have been different because of the Route 74 bridge construction. And what will be the case this year? Will there be any further modifications?
We believe not. We've discussed this with DOT, as we did every year, trying to see if there was a way to do it. There is this year a way to do it, and so we're back being able to use the channel, getting underneath the bridge and so on.
Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Tell us about the tent camping option that's available here the day before Floatzilla.
Yes.
How's that work?
We knew a lot of people would like to, especially those coming from out of state and wanting to, traveling and then wanting to camp. So one day a year again, the city of Davenport has agreed to give the Credit Island to us for tent camping. And we have more every year. They do enjoy it for Friday night and Saturday night. They're just easy to access, and then so is the Floatzilla from Credit Island. We also have another site for camping, and it's been kind of fun too. One of our launch sites is the Lindsay Park Yacht Club, and while the members all have yachts, they open up a big park next to the yacht club for camping. And then they like hosting things. They've done outdoor movies there, and they have a nice little cafe restaurant. So there's food available. Yeah, and that's been a nice addition too. So either way, it's nice to offer camping.
Is that the marina or the little marina area or whatever that is next to Lake Potter?
No, that's Sunset Park Marina.
Okay. Where is that? Where is that?
Lindsay.
Club that yeah.
Yeah, it's in Davenport, across from Arsenal Island, and it is near the East Village of Davenport, if that's familiar to you. It's not too much farther before you're at the city limits into Bettendorf. It's in the eastern part of Davenport, upriver from all this other activity down here.
What's the movie this year, Kathy? Seriously, what is
I haven't asked. I've got to get up there and find out.
I might do this just if it's a really good movie, and
Maybe Top Gun.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's
Hey, how cool would that be, right?
We should go for it. That's what I should do. Try to get that.
All right, stick around, guys. More of the camping show on Talk 4 TV and W4CY Radio. We have some photos that Kathy wants to show us, and there's still some time to sign up for Floatzilla. More on that, too, in just a little bit. Stick around.
It's time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "We don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on the camping show.
There's nothing like being out there. For over 50 years, we've been connecting people with nature by building classic Canadian canoe designs using the best materials available. We built a reputation on durable, dependable canoes that allow you to focus on what's important, whether that's unplugging in remote wilderness, spending quality time with your favorite people, or nailing the perfect line. Visit novacraft.com to find the perfect canoe for you and locate your nearest authorized dealer.
And we're back with our guest, Kathy Wine, here on the camping show. I got really one quick question for you, Kathy. And then we're going to do some photos. We were talking about the record that we're attempting to break, and I think there's a little confusion among people when we've been, because I've been doing this event. I think my first one was 2012 that I was doing this. So that makes, it'll be like 10 years. I think there was some confusion that with people, maybe they didn't read it in the brochure or the website or whatever, is what exactly is the criteria for breaking this record? And then, of course, what is the title of that record that we attempt to break each year?
Yeah. Well, the rules are that everyone must be away from the shore, afloat, and they must be hanging on to the boats next to them. So that, and what we do is find a boat to be the center. Things that impact that, of course, are wind. If you have a strong wind at all, then your float starts to drift because you're trying to be stationary.
Right.
But we have someone in the middle, or hopefully the middle, and with a big banana flag up and all, and people can see it. And we are then gathering around it and hanging on for the countdown. So those are the basic things. If you have enough of those canoes and kayaks, when you take the picture and you can verify it, that no one's on the shore, and that you're all connected, then you would be an official applicant.
Yeah.
But you have to get the 3,500 people in it.
3,500. Wow, that's the record. Holy smokes! I thought it was only 2,000 and something. Now
it was when we started. It was even less than that. It was 1,800.
I think
And so yes, and it's gone
where are these
back
people
and forth.
breaking this record at? I'd like to know.
Well, there was one I know. At the Confluence in Pittsburgh, they took the record once, which I thought would have been fun to see.
Yeah.
Where all the rivers come together there. Then, but more often, it's been one of the Finger Lakes up in northern part of New York.
Wow.
And they do it for cancer as a cause. And theirs is not a paddle like ours is. So it's a lot different, but they'll just come and, put in on the sides of the lake. And
I think there should be a separate category for us that are paddling and then doing a picture.
That's a good idea. That's right.
Those cheaters, they need to be stopped. And I'm joking. You know what? So, but what you have to do, here's the thing. You have to be what? Your boats have to be touching, or your hands have to be touching another boat?
Your hands have to be touching another boat.
Hands. Okay. Not the boats themselves have to be touching, but your hands.
No. Right.
So
but your hands do, they end up be touching because of that though.
So how are you able to fit everybody on the river and take that picture? And technology is so great these days. So I'm sure you guys have maybe even a drone or something like that. Yeah, that's what I thought, because that'd be just crazy to kind of just try to get everybody in a picture without doing maybe like a panorama or something.
Right. We have a huge crane way up in 30, 40 feet. And that photographer, along with the drone that he brings, is how we do it. Many times the photographer that takes the still picture is the one we choose though, because it's the better one. So we've tried different things.
I didn't know you had a drone.
Does work. Yeah, a drone does work.
I didn't know you had that.
Shots too.
Interesting. Okay, so real quick on the holding things. This is a very important question. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Is the burger barge going to be back? Because I really missed that place. Oh.
I do too. No, there was a fire on the burger barge.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Wally sold it, and it's not. No, we don't have it in the Quad Cities anymore. That was a great thing.
Yeah, the burgers were excellent. I swear to God. Okay, so hey. Didn't mean to delay this, but Roxy, if you've got some pictures, we'll take a look at those now. And I'm sorry about my burger barge question, but I've missed that several years.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fair.
What do we got here, Kathy?
These are kayaks going into the locks. We can put about 150 through each time, and the lockmaster just brings them in. Then they go through the lock and down river and starts another one, and we do them as long as we have paddlers out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How many boats did you say fit in there?
150.
That's a lot. And the Coast Guard actually fits in there with those boats. And does he stay in the lock the whole time until everybody's gone? That's how it works, or what?
No. We've got help as the lockmaster has a lot of help on the locks as well. He just locks through once.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No. That's
the
way the locks work.
There we go. There's a picture, Bianca. You got to be in this thing. I'm telling you. This is so cool.
I know. And it's so cool to just see the plethora of just colors from the different kayaks. It's nice to see. Just looks like a fun, happy time.
Mm-hmm.
That is the funnest time, Bianca. It is so much fun.
Paddles up. That's when the announcer says paddles up.
Yeah, that's right. We do all the paddles up. That is so cool. You know what? I know that girl.
Oh,
in the whatever mauve shirt. We interviewed her. My cameraman and I interviewed her last year. What is it? Arsenal Island, you called it? Or
yes.
Yeah, Arsenal Island.
That's
right? Yeah. We actually, that was fun. She was cool. She was very cool. Interesting. Of all the people there, I recognize that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick yourself out when you're looking at this picture, but people can. And that's why we sell posters afterwards, because people like to
Yeah.
find themselves in the picture.
Yeah, it's like a Where's Waldo game.
It is. It makes a really good jigsaw puzzle, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What do we got next? There we go. There we go.
Mhm.
And this is really, I mean, and is this at the lake, Kathy?
It is, but let's see.
I'm with Cool Quest. We can bring the Jello shot tow behind the cooler with us. Yeah, we're gonna need an extra kayak in the back.
Absolutely.
Tied onto my kayak
Yeah.
and have all the storage in the back.
I've seen
For
that
all
done.
the Jello
actually.
shots and anything really.
No, this is taken above the lock.
Oh, this is before. Oh, this is everybody waiting to get in the lock.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
Because, right. Yep. That's a cool. It's a fun time, even if you're hanging out there, before you get in the lock.
Oh yeah, just hanging out in the water like that.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
And I'm guessing this is the same thing, right?
No, this is part of the shoreline at Lake Potter.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. It's still a lot of fun. I mean, you get to when you get to the lake, it's fun. And I'm going to get to this in a second, but you do have vendors that
Yes,
have
we
food
do.
and everything at
Food,
the lake.
food trucks and music and vendors
You
as
used to have
well.
live bands there when I first started doing this. It was live
We
entertainment.
kind of alternate between having live bands and having a DJ giving people their favorite music and so on. We've done both.
Yeah. What are we looking at here, Kathy?
Well, this is a Coast Guard boat. So you're looking at somebody who's up close with the paddlers, and that's how it works.
These guys
And
do a
we're
great job.
close to the lock there too. You can see the bridge that goes to the arsenal in the background.
Yeah. These guys do a great job of keeping everybody safe. They
Yes.
really do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we have 1 or 2 meetings with the safety team in advance, so that. But many return every year, so there's some continuity to it, and kind of leaders who say, "Well, this is what's going to happen,
Yeah,
or this is what you can expect."
Yep.
But so that everyone's on the same channel, when they're out there, they have their radios and they have their channels. So yeah, there's some coordination, but they're just very inspiring people, the ones that take over the safety aspect of Floatzilla.
Now, is this the picture photo? I mean, this is the one
Yes.
where we're all,
Yes.
Okay. This is what it looks like.
Wow.
You like that, Dee?
I love it.
Here's the thing. If you get in the middle there and you got to pee, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
you better be
there's-
Like
creative.
a formation or something, like a smiley face.
You're not getting out of there. I'm telling you right now. Not anytime quick. Yeah.
Cool Quest says, my brother used to work for the company that built those boats.
Oh, what was that? What
Maybe
company
you
was that?
respond
Yeah.
back.
Chime back in there.
Yeah, Mustang
Darlene and Jenna.
774 says Floatzilla looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely.
It's a blast.
It's
Hey,
definitely
let's see.
on my
While we're waiting for
local
Johnny.
activities.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again. I didn't mean to.
I
talk
said
over
it's definitely on my bucket list for local activities. That's just a giant float trip.
I think we got to get you out there. You're not, you're going to be getting married this fall. And August 20th. Is that, yeah.
That's
That
correct.
is-
October.
you got plenty of time.
Yes.
We got to get you out to Floatzilla. Yeah. I've got a quick question for you. And I have to ask this, what is the policy on taking a beer on the river? And maybe I shouldn't just say beer. I'll just say liquor, whatever,
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's the official word? I know you can't, but what's the official
I don't
word?
condone it, but we do have it. Let's put it that way.
So that's cool. Yeah, because I know everybody likes to enjoy a beverage out there, just so you don't get stupid, and nothing dumb.
Right.
happens.
Responsibility on the water
Yep.
is the most important thing. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you
That's
can't get
right.
arrested for doing that or anything, will you? I mean, you can't.
Well, we've had someone arrive a little too, too much sun and too much beer,
Yeah, right.
and he was arrested. Yes, yes, we do have police roaming around Lake Potter, and no, there's never been more than one in 12 years.
That's
But
pretty good.
yes,
Very
we
nice.
did. We did. I was glad to see it happen too. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to.
You got to draw the line somewhere. You got to have.
Yeah, you'd have to draw the line.
Cool Quest had a comment back to us. He said Safeco boats in Washington.
Oh, okay. That's we have a lot of outfitters and a lot of different kinds of boats on Floatzilla. So
That's the one. That's the one where she said, Johnny or Colleen, I don't know who it was, but said they had the friend that worked at a boat or the person to make those boats. Isn't that how that? What was that question, Roxy? You got that still? You popped that up? Because that was the answer to that question. Here, my brother used to work.
Yeah.
Built
yeah. I was pleased that Rutabaga's on as your sponsor. They're wonderful.
Great
We've
people.
had them been sponsors for Floatzilla before too. I wish we had a Rutabaga here. I mean, it is amazing business, and they do so much good with their classes and their activities and their variety of things. And we go to Canoecopia every year.
Yeah, they do, and we do too. You know, I inquired about that, and it was a matter of the taxes that they would have to pay to have another shop down here closer to us. So I don't know. You know, we got hopefully. I don't know. We'll see how it happens in the governor's chair in the upcoming election. Maybe we could fix something like that. You know?
That'd be good.
Yeah. So that's our last picture. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. What is the Kathy? What's the deadline date to sign up for Floatzilla?
Well, we would let you sign up the day of. Probably more you're probably more apt to just come to Lake Potter and sign up, I would think, rather than
not at the launch points.
Right, not so much at the launch sites, but the day before on Packet Pickup, which is down at Credit Island. We also have a little fishing tournament going on there that night. That's a good time to sign up if you haven't already. Yeah. And yeah.
When you sign up, and we should explain this too. When you sign up and you show up there, let's just say you've signed up plenty ahead of time. You show up and get your packet.
Yeah.
That day, it's got your name on there. And what's in that packet, Kathy?
It has the Floatzilla shirt, with the eye. It's particular year has a special logo for it. And this year, as well as that, and the sticker that you always get, which can go on your boat with the year, we are giving everyone a mesh bag because we have an effort to get plastic out of the river.
Nice.
It's one of the worst things in the Mississippi. It's the thing that pollutes it the most, and we're going to say, hey, this is something you can do when you're paddling downstream. Let's keep it clean and put plastic in here. Then when you get to Lake Potter, we'll have the Waste Commission of Scott County with tables saying this is recyclable. This is perfect plastic for recycling, and they'll put it in their container to take it back to their facility. This is not. We're glad you picked it up. We don't want it in the river, but we have to throw this out. And those things will be so helpful, I think, to people. And then they can take that mesh bag after they've emptied it and take it with them on the next paddle trip or a walk along the river or whatever.
You got some wristbands going on there too, don't you? How does that work?
We've had various ways to mark what launch they're supposed to be at and things like that.
Okay. So one goes on your wrist, isn't it? And the other one goes on your boat or something like that.
That's right. And then you're going to make sure that you have the same one when you go pick it up. We have buses that take you
there you go
back to your launch site. Then you get your car and come back and pick up in the secured area where we've been watching your boat, and that's how you can finish.
That shuttle thing is a beautiful operation. The way you do that, it's very smooth, and you get picked up there where you just take you from where the Lake Potter. After we take the picture, and then you put everybody, you can jump a bus. They tell you what buses are going where.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool. Yeah, very smooth operation. I like that.
Well, thank you. We try.
Kathy, where would you direct folks if they want to get more specific details about the Floatzilla event and other events?
Well, go to riveraction.org. and Floatzilla is one of your options. We have others as well. You can come back and do Taming of the Slough, which is an adventure race in September. But we have other activities that are on our website. But just go to riveraction.org and click on Floatzilla.
And that's where they can sign up and everything. There.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is cool is that T-shirt is part of your e-ticket. When you sign up for the event, you get a free T-shirt and included T-shirt, I should say. But yeah, it is.
Yes.
Very,
Yes.
very good. Well, hey, we'd like to thank you, Kathy, for being our
welcome.
guest on the camping show here. It was a pleasure having you here this evening, and thanks for answering all of our tough and detailed questions.
Yeah, and sharing
Yeah.
about Floatzilla. It's so cool. I didn't know we had anything like that in our neck of the woods, CW. It's really nice.
Yeah. Well, and and I had to inquire about the burger barge because it was one of my favorite.
Oh, we are
Now I'm
paddling up to the burger boat and getting lunch there. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the best. I know.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So-
I have to mention this, and if you don't, hopefully you don't mind, Kathy. I threw you in inquiry about possibly putting us in the local television station there in the Quad Cities in a boat after the lock, and you're like, I just don't know about that. Hopefully we can work something out because I think it would be a lot of fun
Yeah.
for paddlers to be able to paddle up to us and not get a burger per se, but just to tell us. I don't know, we could throw out some burgers. We can throw out candy like they do at the parades.
Yes.
Right.
Well, in parades over here, and there was one in Spring Valley during Christmas time, they were throwing out pork tenderloins wrapped up in
Oh,
foil.
wow.
And I'll
Wow.
tell you what, I've never heard of such a thing. And I think that's the first time because I'm in Chicago. And out of the 4 years that I've been living here so far, that's the first time I've ever gotten a culture shock like that. And
How
it
cool.
hit me right on the head. Somebody was throwing out the pork tenderloins. And I'll tell you what, it just went plop right on my head, and I never felt anything. And I said, "What the heck was that?" Thought it was a rock or something. And no, just a pork tenderloin sandwich wrapped up in some foil.
I have never heard about anyone getting beamed in the head with a pork tenderloin sandwich. Have you?
No,
That's great.
that's
During the Christmas parade, I think it was the Grinch.
Well, I think it would be cool for paddlers to be able to come up and say, "Hi, where are you from? How many years you've been coming?" Blah 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 to the Floatzilla. I think that would be kind of fun, and then we would
definitely.
play that on our YouTube channel, post that on YouTube channel. And I think WHBF, one of your sponsors, they love that idea too. And then we would have people, they would be on the news, and everybody likes to see themselves on the news. So we'll see. Hopefully we can work that out in the future, Kathy. Yeah, but thank you for being here with us. Appreciate
Yes, Kathy, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much, and best of luck in your future events, and best of luck on Floatzilla.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'd also like to thank each of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's show, Campground Views, Rutabaga Paddle Sports, and also Novacraft Canoe.
Be sure to tune in for next week's episode, Canoe Hound Summer Update 2022, with our special guest, Dennis Canoe Hound Rogers.
Until then, thank you so much for tuning in to the camping show.
This is CW Getz.
And I'm Bianca KQ, reminding you, learn more, do more.
See you next week.
Good night.